So my essay is entitled The Second Step, what managers can learn from firefighters about good management. And sometimes there's the notion that private companies really know how to manage and public organizations don't. And that public organizations use very kind of old traditional ways of managing. So usually one would say firefighting, that's just command and control. But what I found is when actually and working with firefighters and going to fire stations, is that firefighters really make more out of that, or there's like a social dimension to that command and control. So if you command, for instance, an intervention, the first thing you have to do is you have to decide where to park your cars. And that seems to be a very easy decision, but it's not, because you cannot move the turntable ladder later, so it's kind of hard to really make that decision, and it has a long-term impact because you don't want anybody to jump from a window to the ladder in 20 meters above ground. So the first thing is that commanding actually is about experience, and it's about responsibility. It's about responsibility for the people that you manage. My conclusion is there's a very famous, or not very famous, but one of the things that Peter Drucker said is that that when you organize work, it's only the first step to organize it so that it fits the work. But the second and much more difficult step is actually to organize it in a way that it matches human beings. And here you have to organize an operation where in very dangerous places with people who don't get any bonuses or these kind of things. So it's quite a challenge, and they managed to do so very well. And I think that when you look at like what is management good for, you can really find good examples there, and I think other people could learn a lot from that. Even so, they seem to apply very old or traditional kind of management practice. I didn't know Peter Drucker before, and I started reading Peter Drucker after getting the invitation to the challenge, and I was like, oh, that man actually said quite a lot of things that I write about my firefighters. Like he also said, if you get power, that means you also you need to take responsibility, and that's something which firefighters very well know. I had a firefighting commander who told me, I'm not only a commander, but I'm also he said, I have different jobs here, and one of them is to be a marriage counselor for his teams. So that's a very interesting way of seeing the world, and I found that Peter Drucker was describing that in his work. And the way firefighters just do it without knowing Peter Drucker.
My name is Wasima. I'm from the Erasmus University in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. I'm a PhD student in corporate law, started my PhD research 1 year ago, and decided to enter the Drucker essay contest because it's very much related to my PhD research. It's about managers and shareholders looking after their own interests and thereby neglecting other stakeholders' interests. And that's also what my PhD research is about, so I'm very much interested in that topic. And during the Peter Drucker Global Forum, that topic has been raised a lot. So it was very interesting for me to attend this forum and hear more about it and different views from different people from different backgrounds. So when you ask me management what is good for, I would say let us hope it will be good for bringing back the human side of business to life again, with hopefully a little help from reforms in the law of business corporations. What I liked about the forum was that my subject was also raised a lot, and I heard a lot of pros and cons. So it was not just about a shareholder value maximization is bad. There was actually also Speaker Adrian Woolrich who was very critical about it. So it was actually a nice debate going on about the pros and cons of shareholder value maximization, and also about CSR and if it works, and also the divergence between theory and practice, which there's a big gap which needs to be filled. So I find it quite interesting to hear people, academic people, saying the theoretical implications, such as Michael Kramer with his take on shared value. There are also a lot of people who gave a practical point of view with their experience in the business field. So I found nice to see this interaction between theory and practice going on at the forum.